I don't feel like I don't know enough DC villains. I always go for Gentleman Ghost, but it's probably not him.
Why not? mention Gentleman Ghost all the time too. Actually.
I love Gentleman Ghost.
I think we were saying the other week when they were showing you the League of Ununited Nations or whatever. It was like if it was only just a bunch of supervillains, and it was like a floating top hat with a cape. Like there he is, it's Gentleman Ghost himself.
He'd fit into this movie perfectly, and I'm kind of sad that he's never been in any of the movies, right?
No, I think they have an allusion to him in the Lego Batman movie, because that's the only one you really could put him in.
Well, I'm going to propose something then. Even though he never finishes any project he claims to start, right? I want Guillermo del Toro to make a Batman movie, and he would be good with that character, I think.
Yeah, I think he was all in with Justice League Dark for a while.
He's been all in with about 10 movies that haven't come out yet.
Yeah, I think that would have been, it's John Constantine versus Gentleman Ghost.
That'd be amazing.
Be great.
Look, his version of Constantine would be so good.
Imagine if Gentleman Ghost pops up in the Robert Pattinson Batman. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, I got all the angst out of my system. Next movie, I'm rolling right in.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. The first one's the dark one, and the next one's like, we're here to have fun.
It's the precedent's been set now by Patty Jenkins. I had Wonder Woman, very, it was fun, but, quite serious in tone as well, and, a very somber color palette to it and stuff. Yeah. And then Wonder Woman 84 is like, nope, you would barely know it was the same franchise, beyond the fact that the same woman's in it.
Yeah, and, I love what it does, but I also understand why it's bad, if that makes sense. I understand the criticism, but I can't help but enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Yeah.
I know you were on recently, Clarice. You made a podcast appearance where you and a group of other film critics were asked to rank or choose the best DC movie.
Yes.
For some reason, you kept missaying Batman '89. I don't know if you realized you were doing that, then, but for some reason, you kept saying Birds of Prey rather than. But it was clearly superior films that we've been covered minute by minute here.
Look, I'll be honest. My actual pick would probably have been Batman Returns.
Yes! Ah!
But because someone else had chosen The Dark Knight, we were trying to do different characters. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I could do Catwoman, but it just felt like it made more sense to pick Harley Quinn and do Birds of Prey. But, Batman Returns is probably...
Yeah, but it's just weird because I think the other choices then was like The Dark Knight and then Joker. And it's like, well, the Joker in Joker is just based on the Heath Ledger Joker as well. So that's almost too similar.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I felt like if we put Catwoman into that as well, it would have been it's like too many of the same character. And at least Birds of Prey, like obviously you've got the Harley Quinn kind of, crossover, but still very different. Just a very different universe and movie, and it felt like it'd be more interesting to talk about that instead of just being like Catwoman.
Although that's because I think Margot Robbie is I never remember if it's Robbie or Robbie. I think it's Robbie.
Robbie,
isn't it?
yeah.
Robbie, okay. But I think she's vocally just this week said she is now as a producer of these films is saying I am actively pursuing putting Poison Ivy into one of a Harley Quinn movie, whether that be a Birds of Prey sequel or I guess probably the best bet will be a Suicide Squad 3 or whatever.
Well, she's been pushing for there's a really weird situation happening with Harley Quinn where they were going to do Gotham City Sirens, which is that's Poison Ivy and Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
And it was going to be David Ayer. But then they were also going to do something else. It was Birds of Prey, but then there was another team-up movie. There were 4 different Harley Quinn projects in development at the same time.
That's a bit much.
The idea that she was going to team up with Poison Ivy and also potentially Catwoman has been on the table for a very long time. And I think the issue is that Margot Robbie, being the cool woman that she is, has been very upfront about the fact that if we're having Poison Ivy, they're gonna be in a relationship together. She's not doing some sort of, queer phobic
It would feel like
thing.
a backward step if now that relationship's come so far in not just the comics, but like the TV show as well. It's like now they're established firmly in the public eye as a couple, but then have them not be together.
We're just friends. We're just female friends. Like, it would be a shit show if they did that. And I just think she's been very firm about that. And I think that's the reason that DC,
Yeah, they're hesitant.
Yeah, they just want gals being pals.
Gals being pals. Because even Birds of Prey had to really, like, sneak it in.
But would you have a pick, though, of, like, to someone to go toe-to-toe with Margot Robbie's... Robbie, sorry, oh my god. With her version of Harley Quinn, would you be like, oh, it has to be this person? Or...
Well, I'm watching the animated series at the moment. So I'm very into the Poison Ivy idea.
The thing is that cartoon is so well. It's if you look at Lake Bell in real life, it's like she could totally just dye her hair red.
You totally could.
She can just do it in real life.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that series feels like such a good companion to Birds of Prey, and this whole I'm very liking that Harley Quinn, and that sort of the funny, self-conscious but ultra-violent version. So anything with that. And because I love Catwoman's probably my favorite DC character. I would love to see her go toe-to-toe with Catwoman. Fingers crossed.
Oh, that'd be so good. I'm looking forward to that. If it happens, come on, make it happen, DC. Yeah, I'm sure someone from DC's listening to this, right?
I do have my... if they go in the same tone of the Harley Quinn show and have that kind of extremely world weary Poison Ivy, I think Aubrey Plaza is is the ideal choice. Of like, well, she's got the comedic chops. She just and she's got that demeanor. You could instantly just like, oh yeah, she just paint her skin green. There you are.
I'd love
a fully fledged version.
I could imagine some fans complaining about that, but screw them.
She'd be perfect because also Aubrey Plaza's got that sort of like scary sexual vibe to her.
Yeah.
I'm constantly intimidated by the idea of Aubrey Plaza,
but
attracted to it. Yeah, it's like I'm intimidated but like attracted to it at the same time. There's like a lot going on. I love her.
Yeah, and you need that to be Ivy because we do get that. Well, I'm spoiling things here. I was going to say we get that here. Ivy's coming up soon, people.
No, get out of here.